guests, and callers.
I would like to start. First of all, my name is Gilbert Franklin. You could always reach me at 954-667-4885, 954-667-4885. I would like to take the opportunity to wish every single one of you a happy new year, health, longevity with a quality of life. And we're going to talk more about that in terms of what I mean by, let's talk about it now. What I mean by a longevity with a quality of life. Let's say we did the same thing, and I'm hopeful that we made a difference in a lot of your lives by bringing the information, and also by not only bringing the information, but bringing in guests that will provide a quality information regarding your health, so that you could have that quality of life that we wish for you. I would like to take the opportunity to not only wish you that, and also make a promise to you that we will continue to bring that type of information for you, regarding the Medicare, regarding the Social Security, where this will be the place for you to get the right information. A lot is going in my head right now. Some we're able to share with you. Some we're not able to share. But you know, more and more, I feel the necessity to come every week, every day, to bring you the type of information that we are bringing you, because there is definitely a need for it. So 2024, we're going to continue in that same mode and trying to do even a better job by bringing you the quality, top, well, some of the best practitioners that we have in this part of town. Today we are in studio, so the line will be open at any time. If you wish to call, you can. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580, and we'll have questions for you. So now let's start with what to expect this month. Although I've been talking about it for the past 2 months, 2 to 3 months, I would say, but I was still getting questions about it up until last week. A lot of you have received a letter from Social Security. It's a letter that when you open it on the top, it tells you that you will receive an increase of 3.7%. Sorry, 3.7%. No, excuse me, 3.2%. It's been so long, I forgot now. 3.2% of increase that you are receiving. You guys should. You should. Some of you already received your check, or your check you received it today, because I believe this is the first Wednesday. So some of you received your check this Wednesday, and some of you will receive it the next Wednesday, and some of you will receive it the third Wednesday of the month. So an increase of 3.2% that you will see in your check. Now, don't call me yet to ask me how much is the 3.2% increases, because it's based on the amount that you're receiving. So if you're receiving, I'll just throw a number out there. When we're talking about if you're getting $1,000, that 3% represent about roughly about $32. No, I'm sorry, $3. Uh, Now I'm definitely going to have to do some math. So if you're receiving $1,000, and I'll just trying to do the math as quickly as I can. If you're receiving $1,000 and the 3.2% represent about $32. Yes, so I was right, $32. If you're receiving $500, that 3.2% increase is $16. Now, one thing that you have to pay attention to, because every time you receive an increase, on one hand, Social Security increased the premium for Part B at the same time. So the Part B premium went up to $174.90. I was having a conversation with a family member and a friend, and this person tells me that they don't understand. They're supposed to see an increase, but instead of seeing an increase, they are taking more from them in terms of the Part B premium. Or to paraphrase their word, is that they don't really see the increase because, yes, they heard about the increase of 3.2%, but they see that there's more coming out elsewhere. Remember that those of us that making a certain amount a year, a certain amount of income, they pay more premium, more on in terms of Part B premium than your average person. For example, most of you guys that's listening to me right now, your premium is $174.90, but there are some, because of their income is much higher, they're in a different income bracket. Their Part B premium could well be about 200 and change because of their income. So now, another area that you're going to see impact is on your Social Security. I'm sorry, SSI. I'm thinking about two things at the same time. Is your SSI. So those of you that's receiving SSI, and if you're receiving just SSI, not Social Security, then you're going to see an increase of 3.2% also. But if you're receiving Social Security benefits, then your Social Security is going to increase, and your SSI amount is going to decrease. Because, and you may see your SSI may increase may decrease by $16, may decrease by, yes, may decrease as much as $16. Because now also, the amount for SSI has raised to $943 a month. So that is the limit for SSI right now. And we'll come back later on this month, and we'll talk about the new eligibility report in terms of the financial eligibility that you need to meet in order to be eligible for certain programs. And we'll leave that for a later date, but today we're just gonna concentrate on some of the changes that you're gonna see starting this month. So another thing that you will see, another change that you will see is in your food stamp. And you should start receiving the food stamp letter this month also, to tell you that your food stamp amount has been decreased. The reason it was decreased is because your income has increased. Now, there's ways we could get around the food stamp aspect of it, because throughout there's a lot of other things that has increased in your household. For example, those of you that are renting, I'm sure the rent amount has increased since the last time we filed for food stamp for you. I'm sure your light bill has increased. The water may stay the same, but the rent, the electricity, those are areas that has been increased, and there's not much we could do about it and bear it. I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were discussing how 2023, we woke up January 1st to find out that it's a different world. Everything was increased on us, and they just sent us, when we went to pay, they tell us, oh, nope, it's higher. When we went to the market, and you spend, you spend $200, and you see, well, there's less items in the cart than previous year. So we are hopeful that 2024 is going to be a better year. We are hopeful that inflation will continue to go down. We are hopeful that rent will eventually decrease. We are very hopeful a better 2024 than 2023. Now, having said that, um, 2023 was not a bad year. On this show, I think we had a great year in terms of bringing you information, the type of information that was necessary for you to hear. And we continue to thank all of our guests that appear on this show in 2023, and we hope to have them back again this year and even more. And because the information that they're holding on to, is very important for them to release it to you in the public. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So it's very important. Before I go any further, for those of you guys that's listening, February 10th, I believe from 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, CAMX Medical Center of Plantation, which is known now as CAMX Plantation 3, is inaugurating the new center, which is located at 4300 West Broward Boulevard in Plantation. So on that day, we are expecting all of you that's in Broward to come and see this marvelous center that they have spent about $2.1 million to put it together. And it's worth every penny. And this is for people in our community. Well, this is for other people too. But primarily, it's the people in our community. We have to thank those patients in Broward that stuck with me personally for the last 15 years that make it happen, that made it happen. Because they were loyal, and that's why today we have a place that we could call our own, and we could get the best of care there. So we invite you on the 10th of February from 1 to 4 to come and celebrate with us for the opening, the inauguration of this new center. Okay? We're going to take a quick break, I think. And when we come back, we're going to come back with more information. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back now. So we were talking about changes that's about to happening. That's happening right now. One of the biggest changes that happened a few years ago and that's going to take effect starting. It actually took effect starting January 1st of this year. Is that the price of insulin? That you're going to see a major difference on those of you that's paying for medication out of your pocket. On insulin, you're going to see a huge difference, which the maximum you'll be paying for insulin is $35. The maximum you're going to be paying for insulin is $35. Those of you that's in a plan, a Medicare Advantage plan, you are not going to see the difference because you're accustomed of the Medicare Advantage plan taking care of everything for you. No money come out of your pocket, and so you're not going to see the difference. The difference will come in terms of what the plan is receiving for you. So what they may end up doing is, and that's definitely a prediction. What they may end up doing is taking the benefits, the money that they would ordinarily spend for you on insulin, and shift that to other areas where you could get more benefits. And we saw in starting in 2020 that the evolution of the meal card, and now every plan is doing meal card. So the meal card, every month they put a certain amount on there for you, and that allows you to utilize the over-the-counter money that they have there for you. Utilize that, and they give you a credit card, and you could utilize that to buy food. And for those of you, that's a great help. And especially when you're able to combine your food stamp amount, because that's one area that does not affect the food stamp. So you could combine your food stamp amount with that amount and be able to buy enough groceries to last you for a month. So remember, and I believe I saw something earlier for some people, the OTC is $175. I don't remember how much is the meal card is, but it's different from different plan. It's very difficult to get agents on here because of the strict regulation that they have to abide by. But now we have several broker, and I spoke to one earlier before coming down here, and we invite her to come on, and she'll be able to talk more about that. And one thing that we promise you this year we'll definitely do is bring you more information on Living Will. So I will try to sometime today get in contact with Woza and see Maria Luisa, and see when we could get her here to discuss Living Will, because Living Will is very important too for you guys to know about and maintain that information. Every one of you that comes to the center, that's one thing that we do for you. However, it's not at the extent of when you create it for yourself and you basically telling exactly what you want in the event that you're unable to speak for yourself. That's basically what the Living Will is. But we want an expert in that area that sit down to discuss it with you. And on that day, I hope that you have a lot of questions. You could call with your question. Right now, we at the studio in Miami, WSRF 1580. You could call us right now, 305-945-1580 with your question, 305-945-1580. Okay. Now, just remember, there's one person that that I should have called. and this person is turning 65, as I've been telling you over the years, is that 3 months before you turn 65, you should apply for Medicare. And when you apply for Medicare, you will get a receipt. That receipt is very important. You will get a letter. Anything that you get when you apply, you hold on to them. Because in the event that you don't hear anything from Social Security, you could go back with your receipt, do a research, and find out what happened with your application. 9 times out of 10, what usually happens, they send you a letter, especially when we do an application online. They want to do a security check. So they want to make sure that you have authorized me to do this application for you. Sometimes they want to talk to you on the phone. And when they call, basically, there's certain questions at the start they're going to ask you to verify your identity. One is your mother's name, your mother's maiden name, or they may ask you about your father's name. But mother's maiden name is the most popular one. Of course, they're going to ask you for your Social Security number and date of birth. Now, I used to ask myself, well, on the application, we didn't put any mother's name. That was not part of the question that they asked. So how would they know who your mother's maiden name is? And if you remember, when you first apply for a Social Security card, that was one of the questions that's under Social Security application. So you see, I'm just telling this so you could see how all this tied together. So we live in a system that the information is there and is easy accessible to them at that particular time. So yes, when you turn 65, 3 months before, you apply for Medicare. Now, full retirement age have gone up. I think for a lot of people, especially those that was born in 1960, full retirement age as of now is 67. People that was born in 59, full retirement age is 66 and 10 months. Now, I think we're about to approach the group that was born in 1960 right now. A lot of them are coming into retirement. No, actually, 60. They 60. They are. Everybody that was. They're about what, 63. So they have a couple of years. They have a couple of years. Let's see. Oh, yes, they 63 have about another 4 years. So we're still working on some of the people that was born in 58 and 59. So 58 is 66 in 6 months. 59 is 66 and 10 months. That's your full retirement age. Now, of course, they require that at 65 that you apply for your Medicare. When you apply for your Medicare at 65, there's other things that you should take into consideration. One of the most important things is if you have an insurance in your job, and that insurance also covers your family members, then I'm going to help you resolve that right now. Excuse me. So you're not stressed about it when that time comes. If your family members, and what I mean by family members, I'm talking about your wife and your kids, if they are part of the coverage that you have on your job, then when you turn 65, you will apply for Medicare, but you're only going to apply for Part A only. Remember, Part A covers you for hospitalization. So when you go to the hospital, with the Part A only, of course, Medicare is going to cover 80%. The other 20%, your insurance could cover it. You could continue using your insurance at your job. So once you reach your full retirement age, then you could apply for your retirement benefits. And from that point on, you could also apply for Part B, because now Social Security is going to pay the Part B premium for you. Well, they're not paying it for you. It's basically they're taking it out of your money. Okay? So at that point, so basically you'll have another 2 years to consider what's your next steps going to be with your family member. Are you going to enroll them into Obamacare? Or if they old enough, are they going to take their own insurance through their job in that 2 years? And your spouse, will your spouse be eligible for Medicare at that point, so that you no longer have to cover them? Those are the question that you will have, and that's the answer for it. So you only apply for Part A, and when you are going to take your full retirement, when you're at your full retirement age and you decide to take it then you could apply for Medicare Part B at the same time while you apply for your retirement benefits at the age of 67, or for some of you guys, 66 and 10 months. So you could apply for it then. For some of you that don't have any insurance at all, whether it's from your job, and it's just Obamacare. Well, the Obamacare, once you turn 65, they're going to write you and tell you that they no longer can cover you because now you have Medicare. And most likely you probably received that letter before you received your Medicare card. So the response is very simple. You apply for Medicare Part A and Part B, so you're not penalized. And I'm going to go into it, what the process will be if you don't follow exactly what I'm telling you right now. The process is very simple. You apply for Medicare Part A and Part B, and then at the same time, you get a Medicare Advantage plan. Again, I was talking to a family member, and what they was telling me, first of all, in New York, in other states, there's a fee associated with the Medicare Advantage plan. I was very surprised. See, there's a lot of homework that I have to do regarding that in terms of the other states. Basically, it would be 3 states that's most popular. We have a lot of Haitian community, a large Haitian community there. We're talking about Boston, we're talking about New York, and we're talking about Chicago. Those 3 states, and there might be others, and if there are others, please let me know. And of course, Florida. But right now we're not talking about Florida. We're talking about the other state. So the other state have a cost associated with the Medicare Advantage plan. Now, and I'm not talking about those of you that's taking a supplemental plan, because the supplemental plan It's got its advantage, but it's got its disadvantage. We'll discuss that, the benefits of it, and the lack of benefits of it at the same time. So I heard that for the Medicare Advantage, imagine for the Medicare Advantage plan, you have a cost associated with it on a monthly basis, and you have a cost for the Premium Part B, and in some cases, you may have a copayment or a deductible. So, I often say that you folks in South Florida, you're blessed. You're blessed because the plan that you have here, you could put it side by side with the plan that the senators and the representative have, and you will find that your plan is far superior than their plan. Let me repeat it. The plan that you have is far superior than what the senator has and the representative have. And I would venture to say even the president of the United States. The difference is the president of the United States, when he goes, they send him to a army facility, a veteran facility. So yes, he's getting the best care, the best doctor, but so are you. And all that is taken care of for you. You could call me at 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580, if you have any question for me regarding that. Now, we talk about Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plan is very important for you to utilize that to accompany your Medicare. So the Medicare Advantage plan become primary. The secondary will be in Medicare. And for those of you guys who's eligible for Medicaid, then we will file for Medicaid for you. Then that would be what we call the third option. So when you go to a hospital, even if you don't have your card with you, you simply provide them with your name and date of birth and Social Security, and they'll be able to pull up all that information to see what you have, what you don't have. A lot of times that's when you get to the hospital and they put you in a private room, is because that hospital see the value on the type of plan that you have. Value in terms of knowing that, oh yes, we could afford to put this person in a private room and we'll get paid for it. Okay? So a lot of times that's the case. Now, you that's living in South Florida, in Florida as a whole, you don't have to pay a dime for your Medicare Advantage plan. You don't have any deductibles. Now, what you may have, depending on which plan that you're eligible for, you may have a copayment. Your Part D, in a lot of cases, a lot of you don't have a premium for Part D. And that's why you probably see a lot of people coming from up north, coming down here, because when they take all of that in consideration, the Social Security check that they're receiving, they will hold on to most of their money. Especially when we apply for Medicaid for you and you're eligible for Medicaid. then there's no money coming out of your pocket. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So there's no money coming out of your pocket with the Medicare Advantage plan. So like they say, it's a win-win situation. You win, and I guess the other person, your provider win. Your provider win because now they're able to provide you the best of care with no hesitation of how they're going to get paid. With the understanding that if I send this patient to a provider, a specialist, they will get paid. The maximum allowable by Medicare. So the Medicare Advantage plan is very important. And you do want to accompany it with your Medicare. Now, whether you decide to go with Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, that's your decision to make. Because each of them, you will find that the benefits is basically mirror one another. Okay, it might be a very small difference between them. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. So, Medicare Advantage plan, that's very important for you to have. Now we're going to talk about other benefits for the next 13 minutes we have left. And of course, throughout the year, we're going to cover it in much more detail. Today, we're just going to mention those benefits as much as we can, and so that you could have an understanding that, okay, you have options. There's nothing better. The information that you have the information at any point that's needed, then you could put it into action. 945-345-1580. 305-945-1580. 305-945-1580. There's other benefits that I think is very important, and we're going to talk about survival benefits for the next 13 minutes. The way survival benefits work is that if you have a spouse that has work on their own credits, on their own contribution, and they have acquired 40 quarters, then should that person pass, we'll give you different scenario. If that person passed and have kids that's below the age of 16, then they could start receiving benefits. They will receiving, and the benefits I'm talking about, they will receive a set amount every month. And a lot of you guys that are receiving survival benefits right now, your monthly survival benefits income will increase by 3.2% also. So it's not only the retiree, the veterans, and survival benefits. Your benefits will increase also. Now, a child could receive survival benefits from the time that they are born, all the way till the age of 18 or 19. 19 if they're disabled. 18 is if they still continue to go to school. We discuss about probably how you should manage that money, but we won't go into it for because of lack of time. The spouse also can receive benefits from the husband. I had a question where over the week because basically as I'm walking, everybody's asking me a question. As soon as they know what I do, there's always this question coming. And there was a spouse that went to apply for benefits and she didn't receive it. And what was determined is basically simply this. If your income, if you're making a higher income than what you receive, what you would be receiving in Social Security, it's fair to say that you will not receive the survival benefits. The kids, on the other hand, that may be different. Then, if you don't have children under the age of 18 or 19, then you will receive survival benefit from the age of 60. Now, what you could do is simply this. At the age of 60, you go to the Social Security Bureau and let them know that. Be very persistent. Let them know that you are here to apply for Social Security survival benefits. Of course, you're going to need the death certificate. You're going to need the marriage certificate. Let them know you came to apply for survival benefits. But you want to do what we call a restricted application. What a restricted application does, it allows you to receive survival benefits while you continue to work and paying into Social Security. So at some point, what you may want to do is check to see whether, especially when you reach full retirement age, whether the income that your spouse was receiving is higher than what you currently eligible for. Make sense? So in turn, what you're going to do is very simple. Go to the Social Security and they'll tell you, well, this is how much you'll be getting, this is how much, so they will transfer that to you. They'll transfer that amount to you, and that's the amount that you'll be receiving. Now, if your amount, what you're making, the household income, based on your amount that you're making, you will not be getting retirement benefits. 305-945-1580, 305-945-1580. And if you have a disabled child, the disabled child could receive benefits up to the age of 19. And there is a possibility that they could convert that, and based on your work history, that the disabled child will continue to get benefits from you. The survival benefits, you get 100% of their benefits. 100%. Unlike spousal benefits or child care benefits, where you get 50%, survival benefits, you get 100%. So survival benefits, it's the way to go. You know, there's more information that we could get into regarding survival benefits, but since times is short, we're going to give you the basic. And basically, just knowing the basic, that's very good for you. Because up until last year, I didn't know anything about survival benefits. I just woke up one morning, look at my feed on Twitter, and saw Benjamin Crump was commenting on how people in our community have a benefits that's hardly used. So when they have a spouse or a child, and when they pass away, those benefits are waiting for them, but they're not aware of it. And that's one of the main questions that I used to get. If if when I die, who's gonna benefit my Social Security? Is the government going to hold on to that money? And my answer was yes. So that's not the case anymore. Now you have the ability to just that money is going to your children that's underage and your spouse. And if your spouse and those children are past the age when they could receive those benefits, then your wife will be able to benefit at the age of 60. At which point she could continue to work and getting an additional income. But when she reaches a certain age, which is her full retirement age, or he, then you could go in and get the survival benefits. Now, here's the thing with the survival benefits. It is not retroactive. And what I mean by that is that you can't go back and say, well, my husband died in 2020. Here I am in 2024. I came to collect. They're not going to go back from 2020 to give you all the missed payment. They're going to start from here on and pay you based on what here on right now on is. 305-945-1580. 305-945-1580. 2 minutes left for you to come with your questions. So survival benefits is an important benefit, not only for you who are listening to me right now, but for your loved ones. We as a human being, that it's difficult for us to handle disappointment, handle hard time. But we come in with this information to let you know that you don't have we don't have to deal with the hard time. We don't have to deal with the difficult time, because if we have the information during that difficult times, we have a way out. During that difficult times, we could find our way ourselves out of it. Especially if you had someone that worked and have sufficient quarters, and you could access those benefits. 305-945-1580. 305-945-1580. We'll go back to the New Year wish that we have for you, in case you branch, in case you started late. We have a last call. Hello, you on the air?
Hey, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a question, right? I just tuned in. I didn't get too much, but listening to something like this, the moment you tune into the radio, it automatically catch you. So I got a question. So, like, say for instance, somebody passed away. Like my mother, her kids is all grown up. All of us are grown up. Do she still fall under that category as well of what you're talking about?
Survival benefits for any kids that above the age of 18 or 19. 19 is if they disabled, and with disability they may be able to be eligible for further benefits. But no, in your case, no.
Okay, cool. How about the spouse situation?
The spouse at the age of 60, they could get those benefits. I have one last call to take.
Okay, cool.
All right. Hello, you on the air?
Yes, hi. Okay. Do the person have to be married 10 years?
For the survival benefits, no. As long as they're still married at the time of death of the spouse.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you for your call. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
All
thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Well, it was a pleasure. I got 2 calls at the last minute. It's mean that I'm getting more encouragement to come back next week and do the same thing. It was a pleasure. Have a good day. Again, Happy New Year. Bye-bye. I love you guys. Hello, you on the air? Talk fast.
This is WSRF 1580 AM W258CZ 99.5 FM, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Palm Beach, and the Bahamas. Build a Better Tomorrow, c'est une organisation qui est établie pour éduquer, nourrir et puis aider des gens qui ont malnutrition. 100% l'argent nous ramassé aller directement dans le programme pour bailler moun manger et puis tout le monde qui dans staff nous a travaillé comme volontaire. Ça veut dire pas toucher you good. Avec distribution manger gratis chaque mois, nous déjà commencé à attaquer problème grand goût dans la communauté. Pour information, relez-nous dans 305 944 22 22 ou bien visitez-nous sur www.buildabettertomorrow.org. Objectif de communauté panouan, c'est améliorer la vie tout petit monde avec famille qui n'a besoin. N'a fait ça yon petit monde avec une famille à la fois